Has anyone ever approached you with scripts where it's like, we'll do the whole Arquette family?
No, everyone sort of mentions it in interviews and stuff, but we just haven't sort of really done
every interview, Adam.
Well,
not every.
Listen, I never. Well, you know, here's quite frankly the problem with interviewing, and I'm horrible at it. I really am. But you're going to hear the same questions over and over again because you do Scream 3, and every interview you do, they're going to say, are you going to do Scream 4, or why not Scream 4, or what about working with Roseanne? You know, I know I feel like an idiot, but it's that question like when a band comes in here with a funky name. You got to say, where did you guys get the name? But the band is pissed off because they answer it every single night. But on the other hand, you never asked it to them, and you're dropping the ball if you don't ask them.
No, you're doing great.
Thank you.
Just keep it up. Don't abandon us, Loveline seekers.
All right. Well, we're going to hop on the phones here, and I'll abandon the interview for at least this long, and we'll hear something from David's band, year 2000, before the night is up, which is, he has a song on the Scream 3 soundtrack, by the way. Charles?
Yes.
You're 25? What's up?
Well, my wife kind of lost her sex drive, and she's had a baby. She's had it in August. And then as soon as I got to not really fight with her, just to keep nagging all the time for sex and stuff.
Has she been depressed?
Yes.
So she's also depressed.
Do what?
Is she depressed?
Yes, she is. She says she is depressed, but she says she is content with her life. I mean, she's happy. She loves me.
Is she being treated for depression?
No, she is not.
Okay, the biological changes that women go through after baby can sometimes precipitate severe depressions. It's called a postpartum depression.
Okay.
And they can be quite serious and dangerous.
How long ago did she have the kid?
8 months. So
in August, okay.
And so it is maybe part of the depression. It may be just the sort of normal hormonal changes that go on after baby. It's very common for women to have diminished sex drive for a couple of years sometimes. Well, certainly the first year after baby.
And how about Drew? That's why, your wife had the triplets.
It was shut down.
Yeah, Drew just had to go backdoor for like, it's been a couple of years now, right?
No, actually, somebody put her on a triphasic pill, which sort of restored her chemistry back to normal, and everything was back to normal again.
Good, because the nanny was getting sore.
Charles? What about the triphasic pill for
her? That's one thing to start with, is try to talk to the gynecologist, the obstetrician, about maybe getting around something that could bring her chemistry around, and the other is to make sure that you talk to this doctor about the possibility of a real depression. And if they treat her for depression, make sure they don't use the serotonin reuptake inhibitors, at least not the usual ones, because they can make the sex drive problems worse.
Okay.
All right, Charles. How often are you getting sex?
Well, it's been like maybe once a month.
Yeah.
But every time I ask, she gets aggravated. She's like, she said it puts her out of the mood when I ask for it.
Yeah, for women are really sensitive to biology. If they are not sort of biologically prone, they are not receptive, and it all is just sort of weird and yucky. Just like, ugh, you're gross.
Yeah, because I don't see her very much because I work second and she works first. The only time I get to see her is at night.
And there's the stress of having a child and whatnot that comes to bear here.
Yeah, try a little romance, too. I mean, just to keep your, love alive.
Yeah, well, you guys should shoot a movie together or something. No, I mean, you
write her a poem.
You cannot muscle your way in with a woman.
No.
You really can't. You have to sort of play by their rules.
Do not assume what you would want is what they would want.
And if they're telling you, hey, it ain't working when you ask nice or whatever, now you got to go to the well. I mean, you got to light the candles. You got to leave the trail of rose petals to the bathtub. You got to buy the candy, the jewelry, and then it's raping time. Jill?
Yeah?
You're 17.
Yeah, I want to know why I think you guys my age. I go out with 25-year-olds.
Why do you go out? Why do you allow 25-year-olds to take you out?
Well, because I don't know, they're I don't know, I like them. They're they look older.
So it's not about
you like them.
Yeah.
You seek them.
Yeah.
All right, well,
you seek them out. That's why you go out with them.
With who you want to go out with?
I want to go out with the guys my age because everyone thinks I'm weird.
Well, you should go out guys your own age. Guys that much older can have the ones that would go out with you, we have a problem with.
But the question is not why aren't guys your own age attracted to you? It's why are you attracted to guys who are 7, 8 years older than you?
That's just the only guys I can get.
No.
That's I can't. 17-year-old guys in my class, they won't go out with me. just won't.
What do you mean they won't? You're attractive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll go out with you.
No, but they won't.
How do you know? Have you asked anyone out?
I've asked, like, people, like my friends and stuff, and they were like, no. And, like, I don't know.
Why do you think they're not attracted to you and 25-year-olds are?
Well, I don't know. They're just like 25-year-olds. I don't know. They talk to me and stuff, and I get along with them better.
All right. Well, you get along with them better. Listen, why don't you compromise and go out with like a 19-year-old?
They won't go out with me either.
Listen, believe me, anybody will go out with you.
Yeah, I know. You should kind of a little bit get off your high horse and kind of try to, like, get back down to the, 7th grade mentality.
The 25-year-old is a little
17-year-old.
Right.
25-year-old is a little better at sussing out a victim, probably.
Yeah.
So they're probably putting on a better face to get where they need to go.
Yeah, but don't do so much externalizing. You're not going out with people your own age because you don't want to go out with people your own age.
Right.
And that's, believe me, you'll get what you want with the dating eventually.
Well, that's true in life in general, really.
Yes, Rob. I mean, wherever you are, it's not that you like being there, but it's where you put yourself and where you're going to be unless you do something about it, and there's a reason. And it's all about you. Rob?
Yes.
You're 28.
Yes.
What's up?
I guess, well, first of all, you guys have a great show.
Thanks.
A lot of good things for a lot of people. I wish I had the show when I was a teenager. I have a problem. The easiest way that I can think
Where
of...
do you live, Rob?
Excuse me?
Where do you live?
In Chicago.
Why?
If you live in Los Angeles, you did have the show.
Oh, you did have the show as a teenager. That's right. Drew, seriously, how long have you been doing the show in Los Angeles?
16 years.
16 years. All right, so you would have been 12, Rob.
All right, so I don't have an excuse.
No, but you lived in Chicago, so...
Right.
Okay, so what's up?
The easiest way I can think of how to put this is like, when guys jump into a cold pool, their nuts just, suck up.
Right.
And I have that a lot. And it's, I think, I want to ask, I had a medulloblastoma.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I had radiation right to my head.
Yeah.
I don't have any hair.
Right.
I'm wondering, people say that you don't have any hair, the heat escapes out of your head. I'm always pretty much cold.
Interesting.
So your testes are trying to keep warm?
Now, do your testes go up in you, or does the skin just thicken up so it looks like a cat's brain?
Yeah. It
looks like a coral.
Walnut.
Right.
Right, exactly.
But they don't go up in you. They just get that
Thickened look.
Right. What is that? Does it thicken? How does that happen?
It constricts.
Yeah, I know, but how does the skin on your
It's
testes...
not the skin, it's a Dartos tunic.
Okay, but listen, on a hot day, my nuts, they'll drag on the ground on a hot day.
I've seen that.
You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Right. They'll hang down past my knee on a good hot day, but then on a good cold day, that skin will be 3 inches thick all the way around.
Well, all that what's been hanging down below has got to come on up.
Yeah, but it's as if the skin got thicker.
Yeah, well, that's basically how it's the Dartos tunic. It just pulls in.
Okay, there's no other part of your body. Your cheeks never do that. Your nostrils
the
never
Dartos
do
tunic
that.
does kind of thicken up. It does.
I'm just saying, there's no other part of your body that has any kind of change that way. You get little goosebumps or something, but it doesn't change its thickness.
Did you get any chemotherapy?
Yes.
What'd you get?
I forget the name of it, but the first round of it was pretty intense.
Was it like cyclophosphamide, something like that?
Vincristine?
Okay, that's one of them.
What do you have? A brain tumor?
Yeah.
Oh boy. And is your hair ever going to come back?
I doubt it.
How long ago was it?
About 5.5 years ago.
Oh, that's great, though. That's great you're doing so well.
But
I bet. Have you had a sperm count done or anything like that?
Yeah, I did, and actually, I don't know, they didn't read it right, but I had a pretty large, I guess, sperm count.
I wonder if something has changed in your testicular sort of makeup, let's say. Maybe they've shrunk, or testosterone is down, or something as a result of the chemo has changed the actual organ function.
Well, why don't you put a beanie on and see if your gnats drop?
I bet you it's more along those lines.
Yeah.
So some of that chemo does affect the gonad.
Yeah, but it's not heat escaping from your head.
No.
It's, half the guys walking around out there are bald.
Think about how a kid, when you were a young boy, how sort of up there things were all the time.
Yeah.
That's before the testes sort of fully developed.
Yeah.
So if you're shrinking it back down with the chemo,
right, Does chemo shrink it up?
Yeah.
Oh, man. One more reason not to get cancer, everybody. Michael,
Yes,
you're 25.
that's right.
What's up?
Well, I've been having these dreams where I was telling the phone screener. It's like not anybody that I necessarily know, but where I'm like having sex, and it's not like a sexual dream where I necessarily like wake up and I'm aroused, but it's just like an event that's happening in the dream, and I'm sort of like observing it. But it's another guy, and I'm not gay. At least I don't think I'm gay.
What's the other guy doing? Is he doing something to you, or are you just watching him?
No, I'm doing something to him. I'm like the perpetrator.
These are frequently you have these dreams, or just one time you have?
Well, there's only been like 2 or 3, but they've kind of been in succession and recently.
What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'm having sex with him. You know, I'm doing him.
From behind.
From behind, huh?
But there you go.
Well, see, I'd wake up. I would.
It's like a dream when you die or something.
Right.
Wake up just before you die.
Yeah, if you fall off a building and you land, and when something gets too weird, I wake up. That's my theory, by the way, behind my dreams. I have very pedestrian dreams. I have dreams, I go down to the fridge, I'm out of something. That's like a dream of mine. And I realize that if I had grandiose dreams, I would wake up.
Yeah.
If I was nailing a supermodel, I would wake up. If I was conquering a country, I would wake up.
Absolutely too over-the-top weird.
If I was scoring the winning touchdown in a Super Bowl, I would wake up because I would know something was wrong.
It'd be disturbing to you.
Well, I'm not waking up.
Well, that's bad.
Michael, I don't know if that means anything. I mean, it's your relationships are going okay?
My relationships?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a girlfriend, but I mean, I have in the past, and they were pretty normal, and
Yeah, and you have...
things like that then. So
it's whatever.
Yeah, don't read too much in here.
Yeah,
yeah, but I guess just having them like, you know, like
to have, believe it or not, I know guys don't like hearing this, but that it is pretty much all men have some same-sex attractions. And so really you could look at this as a very healthy thing. It's just some sort of expression of something that's just part of you. It's not your primary orientation. It's just that's something that came and went. That's all there's to it.
all right, I'll look on the bright.
Yeah. Try to think of it as sort of maybe it's some sort of metaphor for moving up in the workplace or something.
Usually, at various stages of development, men tend to have these kinds of feelings, and maybe it's some throwback to something he had.
Well, let's just say maybe you want to go to Ecuador or something. I don't know. Let's not go there.
I've had dreams where women got undressed and had a penis. I've had that one before. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't wake up then, did you?
Oh, no.
No, I was outraged. I wanted my money back.
Did they do something with it?
With the penis?
The magic phallus, yeah.
They broke it off and hit me over the head with it.
Surprise.
Hey, go get a dream book. The guy should go get a dream book
And then
and
the
just
next
see what about something, I don't know. There might
The
be
next
something.
dream is your mom and grandma hitting you over the head with testicles?
That was not my mother and grandmother, just because it was in my grandmother's pool. And
you
just
described
because
them.
there were haunchy women, one middle-aged, one slightly older, and I was being beaten with my own testicles, does not mean it was my mother and grandmother. Could have been any two women in my grandmother's backyard that fit the description of my mother and my grandmother. Okay, Drew? Wise ass.
But this prostitute with the penis, very interesting.
Yeah, maybe that means you're going to win some award or something, some golden mic.
I've had that a couple of times. I really have.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's never arousing to me. I don't want to follow it up. I'm disappointed, but
It's not me, is it, Adam? I'm not the girl with the penis, am I?
no. But I'll tell you, if I went gay, I think you'd get the first call. Britta,
Hi.
you're 17.
Yeah, I have a question about cuddling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys in general, I was wondering what their viewpoint is on it, because I know with girls, it's like, oh, he likes me, he cares about me. But I'm wondering if guys, if they just do it to get some later on.
Yes.
Well, wait a minute, because usually the cuddling comes after the sex, so they already got some. So it's not necessarily an
For
investment.
17.
Just like when you're first dating and...
No, I think at your age, guys are into any kind of arousal and touching, and it's a new and interesting and fun thing for them.
So
too.
what?
It's a new and interesting and fun thing for them, too.
Well, the novelty wears off about 19. But, no, it depends what point you're at in the relationship. I think if you sleep with somebody, and I mean not only have sex, but sleep with them, there's going to be a decent amount of cuddling in the beginning of the relationship. As the relationship wears on, you get those Ricky and Lucy beds. You know, you sleep on that side of the room, I sleep on this side of the room. But I mean, it's certainly at the beginning, there's a ton of that going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys aren't opposed to it, and especially if it means that they're sort of doing the groundwork for their next sexual encounter with you. Are you having sex, Britta?
No.
You're not?
No, I'm just starting in a relationship.
All right.
Take it slow with the cuddling, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is the guy cuddling?
Yeah, but I think he's kind of just doing it because he thinks he needs to get to another base.
Well, you're really all right. Hold on. Let me yell at you women for a second. You know, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't with women a lot of the times. If you don't do what they want you to do, you're screwed, obviously. If you do what you want them to do, they think you're just doing it because you're trying to get something else out of them.
Do it with feeling. See, that's missing here.
So you should cuddle with gusto?
Yeah.
No, I mean, give the guy credit if he's doing it for doing it. But before a guy has sex, there'll be all kinds of stuff going on that will not go on after sex, such as the massage.
No.
Lots of massages given out before sex. You guys remember all those? It's usually, it's not the first date, because it's a little fast for the first date. Usually somewhere around date 3, date 4, I bet you go for a little back rub. And then you get tangled up in the bra. You know, it's a half-inch of material going across their back, but you can't negotiate it somehow. You know what I mean? It's like, you get a ring caught in it, your fingers caught in it, you get your foot caught in, and then you go, listen, can we just unsnap the bra? I can't negotiate it. When it's equivalent. It's not much. You can work over it, you can work under it, you can work below it, but you're not going to just undo the bra. Then you get the bra up, you get the sweater pulled up, you start with the massage, you see how that goes, and then you start with the reach around. But there's all that goes down before sex. I would love to see some sort of chart on couples. How many massages went down before the guy started getting into her pants consistently and after?
Imagine you're an anthropologist examining the human primate. You've never seen the animal before, like this, and you're describing their mating behaviors.
Tons of massaging before the sex.
The male comes from behind. A strange ritual ensues with a plastic band across the woman's back. The male begins touching his palms against the woman's back. Somewhere in the vicinity of 15 to 20 minutes, he tires of this.
You know, when I'm in charge, too, by the way, one thing I will go for, I will institute is the universal placement of the bra cusp. You know, the hasp there. Some are in the front, some are in the back. You don't know where you're at. I'm going to have them all on the side. We're just going to compromise. Under the left arm. Or right side. Most guys are right-handed. And with some sort of quick release mechanism.
Yeah, so remote control.
Yeah, because
a ripcord. Television remote.
Yeah, there's as many different bra attachments as there are bras. There's the hook, there's the triple hook, the double hook, there's that weird S thing. Yeah. That S thing I couldn't undo with a blowtorch and a pair of pliers. I can't figure, you have to like get a little slack and then pop. No, not that hook, not the hook S thing.
Unhook it.
The weird plastic snap S thing where you kind of have to go this way and then turn and there's some kind of pop. I usually just chew through it. That's my technique.
I like to pull it back and snap it.
Yeah.
Like a suspenders.
Send a little, get a little blood pumping, the ladies. All right, David Arquette is here. We're going to take a little break. When we come back, we'll talk to Lorenzo's 22. If you stop working out, does it make your penis shrink? We'll talk to Lorenzo about that after this. Loveline, I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. David Arquette is our guest tonight. Scream 3 is the name of his latest movie. That'll be out February 4th. I did Politically Incorrect tonight.
How was that?
It was fine. Did good. Everything was good. But I was asking David what movie he just finished, because as you know, they ramp these things up 8 months, a year before they come out. And he said Ready to Rumble, which is a wrestling film, and I mentioned that Goldberg the big wrestler.
Goldberg.
Oh, he's like the biggest wrestler out there.
Yeah.
He was on PI, sitting next to me the whole time. He's a nice guy.
Sure is.
But two interesting things about Goldberg. One is the guy's a mess. You know, he's got his hands in a full, sort of, I don't know if you call it a walking cast, but it's a soft cast, or he's got like a weird brace on his right hand. And he's barely been able to stand up. I mean, he's bent all sideways. The guy can't. I thought for a second, for just a heartbeat, I thought maybe I could kick his ass, and then I could tell him when I kick Goldberg's ass, and then I have to leave the country.
I wonder how he does all those things. I mean,
well, he's not doing them right now. I mean, he injured himself. But I said to him while we're waiting to go on, I said, you hurt your hand wrestling? Yeah. I said, oh, but my back was really killing me. I can barely stand up.
Oh, boy.
I said, what'd you do, like figure 4 or pile drive or something? He goes, no, I heard it in the limo. I said, what'd you do? The limo, like, backed into you or something? No, I live out in San Diego. It's a pretty long limo ride, and I was trying to sleep in the limo after the American Music Awards. I threw my back out. I said, wait a minute. I could throw my back out in a limo? Well, that's what happened.
But he
throws his back. I mean, here's a guy who's getting up on the turnbuckles and, literally holding 275-pound, 300-pound guys over his head and pile driving them. I mean, nothing could be worse than holding a fat guy over your head. It just nothing. Here's a guy who can barely walk because he had a long limo ride and he tried to stretch out in the limo.
Yeah, no, but I mean, he obviously had a chronic back problem from the other stuff.
I don't know.
How easy it was to set it off.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I could take him.
Maybe.
Experience.
He was a nice guy, and I had to approach him with the man show concept of Hanukkah with Goldberg. So it was great.
A good idea.
It was like knock on the door. It's like Goldberg. He's on the toilet. Oh, I'll come back. Mr. Goldberg? Yeah. My name's Sam. Yeah. They do a show called The Man Show. You're Jewish, right? Yeah. We had this, bit real, called Hanukkah with Goldberg. Yeah, I know. They showed it to me. Oh. Did you read it? Yeah. Well, I got another copy if you want to look. Yeah, I know. I read it. Like, okay, I'm like, all right. Hey, I'm going to crawl up someone's ass and have them sneak out of here now, Goldberg. But we ended up talking. He was a nice guy, and seems like maybe he'll do it.
Oh, wow.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Who are the other two?
He certainly does. Tracy Gold from Growing Pains, or the chick had the eating disorder. Come on, Drew, you keep up on all the eating disorders in Hollywood, don't you?
Of course.
And some Republican. I never know. I'll know the guy who is on Good Times,
Or the third
or
lieutenant.
That's My Mama. But the guy who's the senator of Georgia, the Republican guy, I swear to God, never seen him in my life.
Yeah.
I know that is pathetic. So anyway, Ready to Rumble is the wrestling movie.
Yeah.
And that comes out sometime in March.
Yeah.
And what's that about? What's your part?
I'm like a fanatic fan with I guess that's the same thing. But with Scott Kahn and Oliver Platt plays a wrestler.
And you must end up in the ring eventually.
We end up in the ring. Yeah, we sort of get behind him.
And a lot of cameos by
Martin Landau has a part, and Joey Pants, and Leone,
and Goldberg, and Goldberg, another wrestler.
Yeah, Goldberg, Sting. Diamond Dallas Page has a huge part in it.
Do you get to do a whole thing with
Chris Canyon,
whole coliseum full of people and all that stuff?
Yeah, we had those 3 days of that. Three
Who do they put in those coliseums when that's like?
They like invite the fans and they give them pizza and then they get to meet some of the wrestlers and feed them and it's pretty much like a free show and they enjoy it a lot.
So my take on all this is my dream was always doing some event, sporting event with a big crowd. That's never going to happen.
Playing Dodger Stadium. David was there for that debacle.
Yeah. We did see David Dodger Stadium.
Struck out.
I didn't actually get to play, but
he got there was a little something going on there, huh? Bringing your work home with you.
Oh, That idiot. I want to kill him. Anyway, listen, I don't want to get that whole
No,
story.
let's not go there.
The whole point is my second choice, since I can't do that, would be to make a movie, like a baseball movie, a wrestling movie, football, where they, hey, it's not the real thing, but still there's thousands of people, and they're cheering, and you're in the center of the ring,
Yeah.
That's got to be all right.
Sure.
Lorenzo?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
All right, so you're 22, and you want to know if you stopped working out, will your penis shrink?
No, actually, the statement was when I stopped working out, I think it had some kind of effect on my abilities.
What happened?
Well, I was working out maybe 5 to 6 hours a day when I was in high school. Now I'm 22, and I graduated when I was 17. I was going football practice, working out during school, go after school, work out at the powerhouse or whatnot. And now since I've geared down and concentrated on my studies in college, it seems like I measured it, and there's a little lacking in the scrotum department now.
What department?
The penis department.
Penis department.
How much did it shrink?
It seems like almost an inch, man.
Well, you measured it.
I measured it.
Was it an inch less?
What? Yeah.
Well, I've heard.
Measuring like from below my my balls or anything either. So
Measuring from the top.
yeah, I was
He
measuring.
didn't dig the ruler into his abdomen. It
Wasn't into that.
from his appendix.
Why would you lie to yourself like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd do it. There may be some confusion because the ruler has a metric side. Sometimes you flip it over and you get a bad read. But you're on the standard side, the American side.
Right.
And
I've heard said certainly working out can increase your levels of circulating testosterone.
Okay.
And there is some evidence that in some males that may change the size of the phallus. So it's possible.
in inches as much as it's going to change, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Over a couple of years.
It even sounds kind of extreme, but, well.
Yeah, well, man, because, I haven't actually been exactly really sexually active lately, even,
Right.
Well, hey, what do you got left?
I mean, I was, 8 on a good day. Now it's like borderline 7. So.
Oh, please. Listen, call me when you get to 5.5. No sympathy for this guy. Shrinking. Man's penis shrunk an inch, still bigger than mine. That's pathetic. Vince?
Yeah?
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, see, I'm a junior now, and last year, I just looked horrible. I had, acne and bad hair and braces and all that. But over the summer, I was out of shape, and I just worked out real hard. I got my braces off.
Penis grew. Yeah.
I got proactive, and, it just really changed. I hit a growth spurt. And the thing is, I'm still the same person. I dress a little differently, but, all the girls, they used to not even look at me, but now they're all over me, and it's just regular, like, a sex fest. Like, every other weekend, I'm with a different girl.
Yeah.
It's kind of, like, hitting me pretty fast, and,
Are you angry?
Huh?
Are you angry?
No, but it's, like, kind of weird because, it's never happened to me before.
All right, well, get used to it.
What's your question exactly?
No, he doesn't have it. He's getting late. He wants to announce it to the world.
What's the question?
Well, pretty much, is it just about looks? Should I just sit back and, savor the flavor? Or?
So you initially stayed for that?
Yeah,
Brooke?
because I have something to say about that. The initial attraction is always about something. Looks, stature, status, something.
Drew, let's talk about you for a second. I know you have issues that surround this very topic.
I'm listening.
You're kind of a nerd in high school, right?
Kind of.
Super nerd, right?
Yeah.
And then when you got into college, oh no, wait a minute, I saw that college picture.
Just worse. Got worse.
Yeah, who picked out those glasses, by the way?
The
Who picked those out?
Adam Ant.
Those were like Charles Nelson Riley size glasses you were wearing in your college. That was college graduation.
Yes.
Jesus, I saw a picture of Drew, hair parted in the middle, hanging down to there, big old goggle glasses on.
Novelty big.
Geez, all the smarts in the world couldn't pick out a pair of frames.
Half up in my forehead, down to my cheek.
Yeah, how much protection do you need? Does your prescription need to offer you?
That was the style, then.
No, it was not.
No, seriously, I have patients that, older folks don't change with the style so much.
No,
I
they
swear
don't.
to God, those glasses come in frequently.
All right.
So,
Yeah, it's probably yours. They probably pulled them out of some sort of discount bin.
no, this is patients, not my family.
Okay, but Drew, the point is Drew's family's a little cheap. Drew, you're a geek, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just a full-fledged nerd. But then the metamorphosis, the caterpillar started to transform into the butterfly. That is now true, right?
That's right.
Now you're in med school. You get yourself, you get some contact lenses? Did you get contacts?
No. We made a chronicle of eyewear history?
Yeah.
I can't remember what came next. Still wasn't good, I'm sure.
But the point is they've got marginally smaller.
Yes, they shrank.
So the eye apparel gets smaller.
Yes. Hair gets less energy.
Hair gets a little less energy, starts to lay down a little bit, behave itself.
Just whatever it does, it does.
Working out a little bit. It's out of the New England winter. Maybe it's got a little summer sun on that body of his. Now he's in med school, and all of a sudden, chicks starting to come around.
Yeah.
Okay, now, a little resentment toward the chicks coming around?
Oh, yeah.
You resent them.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of being grateful,
You're pissed.
you're pissed.
Yeah, and on some level. I mean, you're thinking, why, this is not right.
But it's not the same chicks. It's the chicks that met you in med school, not the chicks that have been ignoring you for the last 8 years and now aren't ignoring you. These are new women who are seeing you for the first time.
It all represents the same thing to you at that point. You're like, oh, why? When I really wanted this, it wasn't there. Now I don't care, and it's
Right.
You're angry.
Well, I think there's also an element of like taking care of yourself that sometimes you don't do, and when you start taking care of yourself, women can see that.
Oh, they love that.
A little slobby.
Well, you just have you're just interested in your own stuff, and you're just doing whatever taking care of yourself means, whether it's studying or working out or eating right or just doing your job. You're just taking care of business.
Well, whatever it is, women are into you, and there's a little resentment that why now, and now it's a little payback love, isn't it true?
No.
Little vengeance,
I
crank
can't
there?
remember.
Yeah, come on.
But you get over it pretty fast, by the way.
No, I don't know.
No,
you probably had a good 6-8 years of that vengeance pain going on.
No.
Good. Yeah, where were you, baby? You're here now, aren't you?
Crying.
Yeah, crying and slapping him on the ass. What do you think of the new frames? Yeah. You should be wearing them for protection, baby. Yeah, I got something for you.
No, they kind of in my head. That kind of it didn't affect my relationship so much as was running in my head. Like when I really was hurting,
where were they?
Why not then? And how much have I really changed as a person? None.
No. Women smell that stink of failure and unconfidence on you, and they'll attack it.
I think I probably had it worse than you did.
I don't know. I was pretty pathetic. David, how'd you do in high school?
High school, I came around, but right before high school, I didn't grow into my nose for years. Good God! Even in high school, I was still, it was still growing.
I'm waiting for my penis to grow into my hips. Yeah, do the math. We'll see I'm right.
I think the proportions there.
All right, David Arquette is our guest. We will take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about what he hasn't grown into after this. It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. David Arquette is our guest tonight. Unwritten Law will be in here tomorrow night, and Long Beach Dub All-Stars, which I'm sure will be a good time because they're just... They're like a white mariachi band. A bunch of big husky guys who are drunk who play music. They'll be in here on Thursday, and looks like Snoop Dogg coming in next week. So plenty to look forward to here on Loveline
next week.
All right, well, more to look forward to, everybody.
Actually, yeah.
Okay. What the hell day is it? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Hey, the Man Show.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
Today.
If you're east of the Mississippi.
Right. If it's Wednesday, then it would have to be Wednesday, right?
And it's before 1 a.m. Wherever you are.
Right.
If it's Wednesday before 1 a.m.
We'll figure that out. All right. Well, anyway, if you're in Chicago, New York, or D.C. or something, Man Show. Sarah?
Hello? Hi.
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up?
I was driving around in a van with a couple of my friends, actually a lot of my friends, and, there's weed, and, I don't normally smoke weed, I just do it, once in a while. But, I smoked some of it, and then I, blacked out for, I didn't, go unconscious, but,
You don't remember anything?
I don't remember, very much about it. I remember...
That's a true blackout.
Okay. I remember, parts of the night.
All right.
Whole night.
All right.
And, the day afterwards, like, one of my friends told me that I gave a guy head, and like, I was like, whatever, you know?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
All right.
And, like, he smokes weed a lot more than me. And anyways, but that's not the point. I've been stoned ever since.
How long ago was this?
It was Friday. This is...
5 days ago.
Yeah.
And by stone, can you be more specific? What are you experiencing? You unsteady on your feet? Do you have trouble thinking?
It's more like reaction, like, if I touch something, like, if I touch my arm or something, I don't feel it until later, and like I can think clearly right now, but a couple of days ago I was, like, hallucinating.
What were you saying?
Like, it was more like...
Showing penis?
What?
What were you saying?
No. Go ahead.
No, it's just... It's like I was feeling things.
Okay. Hey, so how many times you smoked pot before this?
8.
8 times. I mean, you never had these symptoms before.
No, it's usually lasted like 5 or 6 hours.
Okay, so what should you do, Drew?
Did anyone else have the same sort of lasting effect?
No one at all. Like, I didn't even take that much either.
No, you must have, or else maybe there's some PCP in there or something, but there's something called a post-hallucinogenic perceptual disorder. Marijuana actually is a hallucinogenic, believe it or not.
Okay.
And it can trigger panic attacks, it can trigger a sense of detachment, like you're in kind of a dream state. It can trigger mood problems. It can last for a while. And marijuana isn't one of the ones that typically does this, but it can.
What about the guy you performed the oral sex on?
Well, it's just like, one of my friends told me that, like, you can, I think this is probably false, but, like, she said that if you, like, ingest semen or whatever, but, like, I've never given oral sex before, but, like, if you ingest semen that, like, you can get, like, stoned off of it or something like that. Like, if
he was... Speed is present in semen.
Yeah.
I don't know that other hallucinogens...
I've never swallowed any semen. I snorted some once at a real wild Hollywood party. Guy just put a big line of it out on a mirror in the bathroom, and I must have been pretty effed up.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, just one big long rope.
So, Sarah, be careful, though. There can be lasting symptoms from this sort of thing.
I don't think I'm going to do this anymore.
No, I know that. I believe that about you, but I still, just if you really don't start clearing up next couple of days, make sure somebody takes a look at you. Has
it was the van. You do anything in a van, it's like a drug magnifying glass. You know, it's tenfold more powerful than the van.
The sun's energy.
Something about the van, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about just taking a van, putting it up on blocks, and parking it out in my garage just so I can go get stoned in it. You know, go take like 1 Tylenol PM in the van and just trip for 8 hours straight.
Nice, a little living room.
A little isolation van, a little sensory deprivation van. Kevin,
Yeah?
you're 13.
Yeah.
All the girls in school hang around the gay kid.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, like, because,
How do you know he's gay?
he admits he's gay.
Well, he's 13. How does he know he's gay?
Well, I think he was, like, raped when he was younger.
That converts sometimes.
All right, so he's gay, and they're hanging around him.
Yeah. Well, like, what's the connection between the homo and the girls? I mean...
Then the gay guys are nice.
Yeah, it's non-threatening.
They're also nice.
He's probably helping them pick out their outfits or something. I don't know, Kevin. Listen, you're not going to... there's nothing... Let me give you hetero guys, a tip out there. Pretend you love the gays in front of the ladies. Because women hate gay bashing. They really do.
Yeah.
You'll not get anywhere with any kind of bashing. Be good to animals, be good to gays. Those are my tips. Pretend you love cats and gays. I love cats, I love gays. You know what I'll do? If I'm going on a date and a new lady coming over, I'll rent a cat and a gay. And I'll have him run around the apartment. I'll be like, hey, come here. And then the gay will come by and I'll pet him. Good boy, good boy. I'll rub his belly a little bit. Hey, I'm going out for a couple hours, Larry. I'll be back soon. And I'll pet him a little more and rub up against him. And I'll see if we can play like with a, big ball of yarn or something. And the chicks love that. That's a good ploy. Rent a cat, rent a gay.
Think more about it during the commercial.
Okay.
Right.
All right. It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That'd be Dr. Drew. We're going to take a Loveline. I'm me. That's him over there. David Arquette is our guest. Scream 3 is the movie he's hoping you'll see on February 4th. He plays the sheriff still, right?
Yeah, Deputy Dewey.
Dewey. Yeah,
right.
Little penciled-in mustache.
That's right. Not penciled, though.
Well, it's real.
It's real, but
It's
they
a
sort of
pencil-thin
sometimes fill it in.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried to like grow a beard or a mustache or something at different points in my career. My problem is I always screw up and shave half of it off, and then I'm screwed. You know what I mean? Like you grow a beard, and you have to kind of groom it. You got to kind of carve it in a little bit, because otherwise you'll get that sort of lost in the woods beard going.
Right.
You want that James Brolin mid 70s, late 70s beard. Where it's sort of nice to groom. So you're shaving a little on your cheek, and you're shaving a little on your neck. Sometimes even a little in here, and a little below the lip. And then you slip one day, you take a little chunk off, and you go, oh man. And so you go the other side and take a little chunk off, and you took too much off that side, and you go back, and then you're screwed. It's all coming off now. I couldn't do that little pencil.
Yeah, I always actually shave just a little off, so it's just slightly slanted. Because he's such a, a goofball.
You ever see those guys who have that beard that's just like, it's about a quarter-inch strip of hair running right down their jawline?
What about the patch you miss that's just kind of sitting there?
And no one says anything?
Attractive, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see it, you can't get to it. We were talking during the commercial, and Drew was talking about, we were talking about pets before we went out, and how it's very important to pretend you like pets and kids and gays and everything else when you're, first dating a woman. And Drew was talking about a physiological phenomenon that went on with women.
Oh yeah,
as in regards to their pets.
Excludes more oxytocin. Their uterus constricts. Their breasts sometimes.
Well, how do you know?
That's the reaction.
How do you know that?
When they see babies and they get those sorts of reactions.
Really?
Yeah.
So I should rent a baby too.
Yeah. When they hear baby cry, like if a woman who's breastfeeding hears a baby cry, the uterus constrict, their breast will secrete milk.
Interesting.
Just hearing a baby cry.
All right. So rent a cat, rent a gay. Rent an infant.
Yeah.
And crawl around the house.
Yeah, if you're caring for it properly, sure.
I have the gay guy take care of the kid.
With you.
No, when I'm gone, it'll be like a sitter.
Okay. Good.
That's good. Perfect. That gives him a reason to be there.
Yep.
Oh, this is a great day. Jessica?
Yes.
You're 21?
Yes.
What's up?
Let's see here. Whenever I masturbate, I have fantasies of women, but I don't want to be a lesbian, so I'm not really sure what the deal is. But it seems to work a lot better when I fantasize like that.
Yeah.
But, I want to be with guys, but then when I get with them, it's kind of like, that's not usually going through my head, but I feel as if, I'm not really going to end up having an orgasm, because I know that when I'm alone, usually I have to think about women to get that.
Have you ever had any contact with a woman?
Once, and it totally didn't work out. I totally didn't like it. It was a threesome with my two best friends, a guy and a girl, and I felt gross the next day. It wasn't something I wanted to participate in. It's just like when I fantasize, I'm not usually in it. It's like about two other people.
You didn't enjoy it while it was going on, or you just didn't like the way it felt the next day?
So,
what?
I was drunk when it was going on. I don't remember if I enjoyed it, but I don't think it was much. I don't remember saying, ooh, I want to do it again.
The funny thing is she thinks they all stumbled onto it as the night wore on and as the beer poured. But the guy was thinking about this a week beforehand.
Now I know that.
And here you guys. Yeah,
he's got a war room with
that month. Yeah, he's got models built. He's got a scaled down version of his apartment.
Little sticks he moves figures around the room with.
Yeah, the chicks walking around getting incoming radio positioning calls. He's pushing a stick. There's a big grid. Yeah, it's all worked out. Hey, Jessica.
Yes.
Well, maybe you don't like the ladies, but listen, women fantasize about women because that's who society says to fantasize about.
Right. So much about sexuality.
Cause complications. I mean, how am I gonna? I feel as if I have had orgasms before thinking of guys, but they're so minor and so nothing compared to when I fantasize about women. And I'm like,
maybe I've heard some women talk about the fact that the sort of sensitivity and the kindness. What's the word I'm looking for? The gentleness with which a woman approaches each other. Maybe if you find a guy that sort of is open to you and behaves, it makes you feel more like that person would make you feel.
There's the guy strapped on a vagina.
oh no.
Strap on.
Strap-on vagina. Write that down, Drew. Turn it around back like a little fanny pack that you twist around. Hey, you're tight.
No, but I think if you find a guy that
you lose a little trim, but you're tight.
You think someone who was a female would make you feel and treat you, I think that'd be reasonable.
They have strap-on vaginas? They have that?
Detachable vagina.
Wow, that's good.
Part of the thing, with the advent of so much pornography in our culture now, porno, the way men treat women in porno is just abusive. It's like violent.
Well,
And so it's natural that if people are sort of have lots of images of that versus sort of the lesbian sex that's shown in these videos, they would probably, evoke more of the latter.
well, what's great about porn movies is, the women are always so sexed up. That's great. The guy shows up to clean the pool. He's wearing cutoffs. The chick starts licking her lips, Oh my God, he's wearing cutoffs. You can see part of his leg. I got to get me some of that. Right.
I think they're, definitely made with men in mind.
Yeah, can you imagine? It's like, hey, you can get this chick. Just show a little ass crack. She won't be all the container stuff, man. Like, cut your pants off, let your crack hang out a little bit. Yeah.
Send in the wrong man.
She's got to have it. Another premise I love, when the two women are going at it, they're only going at it because there's no guy around. So they're going at it, then the dude shows up, and it's like, finally some penis. Come here. Oh, good. I guess we'll have to share. Yeah. That is solid. Nick?
Yo, what's up, Adam?
Yeah. What's up there, Nick? You're 14.
Yeah, I called him on Thursday, and I told you about this girl that I asked out. She said she was going to bring a friend along. You said it was like her vibrator.
No, we said it was that she just was not trusting you wholeheartedly.
Remember that call? Yeah, he called to ask a girl out. She wanted to bring a friend. Nick thought it was going to be a guy.
Yeah.
We told him it wasn't going to be a guy. Was it a guy?
No, she didn't even come, dude. She stood me up.
Oh, you mean she didn't want to... Right, no. He got stood up.
Forget it.
It's done.
It's done, so
Yeah.
through the situation?
No, forget it.
No, it's done. No matter what she said, it's done. It's over.
Damn.
That's it. Sorry, Nick.
Women are real clear with their actions. If she were into it, she'd be there.
I swear, I have
Men are too.
I have a new reason to kick my dad in the nuts every time I do this show. I wanted, and your dad never told you this, and I'm sure time you want to go out with her. In which case, she will say, how about the following weekend? Or she will go out of town and bury her grandfather, then she will come home and call you. But that's the only provision. And unless that happens,
Forget it.
forget it. Don't ask him again. Salvage your dignity and your time and move on. I don't know what it is about being 15, 14, 17, 19, 28 for me. Why you're so desperate? Or is it stupid? Is it desperate? Is it low self-esteem? I don't know what it is, but I went back to the well with chicks so many times. And I guess for me it was like, this is the only candidate I have. I might as well just keep packing away.
Right.
Other girls don't even know what I'm talking about. At least this one I have a history of getting turned down with. We have something we can talk about. There's something we can draw on. Plus, you figure, how many times can they turn you down? Eventually, they're going to have to go out with you. It don't happen.
No.
And they like you less each time. Steve,
Yeah.
you're 18.
Yeah. Okay, I got two really quick questions.
All right.
My girlfriend has her nipple pierced, and rumor has it that she can't breastfeed if we decide to have a baby.
No, she has to take the thing out, but she can.
Because, the scar tissue doesn't block it?
My understanding is it doesn't affect it too much.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't make it easier. It might make it harder.
Right.
And breastfeeding is not a simple procedure, believe me, already.
Oh, you're telling me.
And also,
The pumps,
quick
so
question.
painful.
If it does somewhat block it, does that cause the breast to become misformed or one bigger than the other?
When it's engorged, it can get infected, and that can be, it's abscesses form.
You mean it doesn't get drained off and it just keeps swelling?
It can happen.
Right.
That can happen, but it will eventually drain.
Hey, Steve, how old's your girlfriend?
How old? 17.
Yeah.
Pregnant?
No, she's
All
not.
right, come on. Give it a break. First of all, you guys are going to be broken up in 6 months.
You are not allowed to have kids until 2020.
Yeah, Steve, but really, what? At 18, are you really thinking about kids?
Well, it was just brought up.
Okay.
Here, and it's a while, and it's been a great relationship.
Yeah. Listen, you're 18, she's 17. How long could it have been? How great can it be?
We matured really early, so we had past experiences.
Okay, but listen, why put that kind of strain on yourself at 18? Why not wait till the career gets...
That's right.
No, we are. We're not.
Oh, okay.
Another 10 years, probably.
All right.
Yeah, well.
All right, Steve, we're with you.
All right, call back in 10 years. Hopefully I won't be here. I know Drew will be here.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Steve.
buddy.
Bye, Adam.
All right.
David will be here, too.
David will be here in 10 years, and Drew will be here in 10 years.
Yeah.
All right. Where the hell is it? When are you going to have kids, David?
Pretty soon.
Yeah?
Not too long. Yeah.
Thinking about it?
Yeah. Just sort of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's schedule.
Who wants kids?
We both want kids.
You both do?
Yeah. Definitely.
What?
Schedule kids in.
Forrest?
Yeah.
You're 16.
Yeah, first I want to tell you guys I totally love your show, and David, I love all the screams. I even love Muppets from Outer Space.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, I love the Man Show too.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Dr. Drew, I mainly have a question for you.
All right, go ahead.
I'm addicted to sex. I've been ditching school. I've screwed up my last 3 relationships because I've cheated. I've gotten girls to cheat on their boyfriends with me. All I do is want to have sex now. It's ruined my relationship with my parents as well. I mean, it's all I do anymore is I just...
Hold on, you had sex with your mom?
No, my parents are finding out about it.
Oh, I see. Okay, right. Okay.
And it's just like, I mean, I'm even ditching school to go have sex. I mean,
With the same girl?
different girls. Like, I was with 3 different girls this weekend.
Son of a bitch. I may have been addicted to sex in high school. It's just, it wasn't a goddamn thing I was going to do about it, yeah. I was this close to eloping with my hamper. I put the ladder by the window. I was yelling up at the hamper, jump. We're going to Nevada. We're getting married. My precious.
Do you want to do something about this?
Yeah, I mean, my I'm not going to school. My grades started to slip, and considering my attendance aid, one of my periods.
Are you addicted to anything else?
No, I mean, I drink every once in a while with my buds, and I smoked bud a couple times, but it's nothing that I couldn't handle. I mean, but sex, I mean, obviously, being a guy, I can't get enough, but I mean, I can't get enough. I mean...
Oh, do you masturbate?
On occasion, but it doesn't...
Occasion?
I mean, I'm strong like bull.
What are you good for a day? You doing it once a day?
At least every other day, almost more pretty much every day.
On the masturbation?
No, on sex.
No, I want to know about the masturbation.
I haven't masturbated in, I don't know, a week.
Son of a bitch, and you're just having sex?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of sex. I mean, my girlfriend just broke up with me on Friday because she found out I was cheating on her with 2 other girls.
Okay, why, I think he needs to get on some sort of masturbatory maintenance plan.
Yeah, see, I'm not clear he's addicted. He's out of control, but doesn't fit models for addiction.
I don't know that that's what
He's not really sexual compulsive. He just can't contain his impulses. He's making bad judgments. He can't be in a relationship though he wants to be.
I mean, since I broke out of this one relationship, I tried...
All right. Hey, Forrest,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And it doesn't sound like he's spinning out with the pot of the booze or anything, although he's only 16.
Yeah.
We can give him time on that.
Right.
Forrest, here's what you need to do.
Yes, sir.
You need to masturbate and see if you can control your impulses a little bit.
All right, so you want me to give you a call like in 2 weeks and give you an update or something?
Yeah, and listen, let me tell you the range I'm looking for in 2 weeks. 14 days.
14 days.
16 years old. I'm looking for somewhere between 18 and 36 on the masturbatory scale.
And what about sex?
Once
a week.
Once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah, also, it's more like he's trying to deal with the sexuality. He feels very clandestine, out of control. He should consider seeing a therapist, really. Somebody he can talk to about this to help him manage it. Not his parents, not a friend, just somebody that can work with on all this. I don't know why he feels so out of control and why he's unable to contain his impulses.
So we say install one of those, what do they call those, a stint? Put a little tube in his sack and just let it drain?
A stent.
Is that a stent?
Yeah.
Could they do that
take
too?
up model building or something.
Oh, yeah. So you can't sublet. That's the problem. You can't turn it into that kind of energy. You can't even go to school.
I'm telling you, how can a guy at 16 be obsessed with sex and not masturbate 3 times a day? He makes me sick. I don't appreciate that at all.
Disgusted, huh?
All right,
Seems pretty spun out.
Wait a minute.
We're going to hear from...
Hold on. I see a call up here where there's a ejaculation on an open wound.
Josh?
Hey, yeah. One time, like a while ago, I cut myself, and one day I was masturbating a couple days after when I thought it was alright, and I started masturbating and I ejaculated all over it, and it kind of stung for a while, but then it felt alright, but then I noticed that the cut's still there.
Where's the cut, on your forehead?
It's on my arm.
I see. And don't worry, those days are long gone for me.
Just keep it clean.
The duck shot.
If you get some sex,
in high school. If you get some, I'm lucky if it makes it the full length of my penis now. Sometimes it just goes up like 3/4 away and starts draining back down again. I see my balls go.
It's like a bellows.
Yeah, I have to stand up and smack myself on the ass to drain it properly.
Target practice.
Josh, you got some of your own in
Don't worry
yourself.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, do you have AIDS?
No.
What do you do? Give yourself hepatitis again?
Huh?
Okay, listen, screwball, you're fine. Listen, it's so funny. We get so caught up in semen and ingesting semen and open cuts and mouth that people just think semen is evil. And now it's like it's its own entity. There's some sort of pipeline that comes from the gay bar that then feeds into your penis. That could be anyone's semen coming out of your penis. Let me tell you something. Whatever you got, you got. And if you don't have anything, you don't have anything. Whatever comes out of you, comes out of you.
That's right.
That's fine, right?
It's your fluid.
That's right.
Enjoy.
That's right. Hey, that'd be a good bumper sticker. Dr. Drew says it's your fluid. Enjoy. All right, we're going to hear something from David Arquette's band. The band, this is for the Scream 3 soundtrack. Do you want to set this up?
Well, first off, I'd like to say hi to Sam Music, Gabe Cowan, and Brian Law, who are listening right now. Two of those guys are in the band. Year 2000, they wrote the song with me. It's a song I wrote a long time ago. It's sort of, I don't know, it took a while to make, and we just kind of enjoy it. It's like a little silly adventure. It's not to be taken too seriously.
Is it in the movie, or is it as a credits roll, or
it's like in the movie for a split second, but only we would probably hear it. I mean, it might be in like a passing car or something.
All right. Well, if everyone focuses now and puts down the bong, then when they see the movie, they'll recognize this one. Click, click.
2,000.
Wait a minute, 5,000.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
just called him 2,000. Right?
Yeah, 5,000, I'm sorry.
We've had all three of those bands out the last, month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godsmack, Incubus, and Power Man.
Yeah, they're all coming
Well,
out.
it's like he's just reading off the roster back there. All right, we'll take ourselves a little break. When we come back, we will speak to Nicole. Nicole's 28. I heard you shouldn't have sex in the water because uterus could burst.
She's 28.
28. We'll find out who her high school health teacher was after this. All right.
My low self-esteem we got coming out.
I know. It's Loveline. Madam, that's Drew. David Arquette is our guest. And David, definitely one of the nicest guys around.
There you go.
The tune changes, though. As soon as I walk out of here.
No. That's the basic theme.
Thanks, bud.
It's a little more gusto behind it now.
Thank you.
Always say
that.
Always say nice. Always say talented. Sneaking crazy. But I always say nice and always say talented. That's all right. That's fine.
All right, let's examine this for a second.
Yeah.
By crazy, he means he expects you to be this straight, uptight, hard edge guy that you play in the movie, and you're somebody totally different. And
No, that's not what I mean.
What do you mean?
No, I expect him to not be as functional and as successful as he is. I didn't think he was going to be able to find the studio that night. He found the studio and yelled at me 3 minutes, calling him crazy. Yeah, it was like 3 minutes after I said it.
Dude, he's too artsy.
That was funny.
I'm saying
Too creative.
I'm going to upgrade you to eccentric now.
Okay.
Which is brains meets crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not sure about that, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're smart and crazy, you're eccentric. We take a look at, the extreme example, a guy like Einstein or whatever, their dress and their mannerisms. They're a little off, but they're definitely smart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where the hell were we here? Nicole? All right, so you're 28, and you heard that if you have sex in the water...
There's a chance that your uterus might burst.
Because...
remember, uterus can handle, quintuplets. Okay? Well, unless you had, a hose directly inserted right into the cervix.
Is that what you mean by having sex with water?
Full sex in a hot tub or swimming.
No,
because the water might go up and then come out, right? But it wouldn't just keep going up.
it's not good. Uterus is inside the body. It's a closed cavity.
All right, so it's not like you're stuffing a duffel bag and you just keep filling it.
No.
Like, could water get up in there?
No.
No?
Nothing's going to burst.
Nothing's going to burst. You can get air apparently into the. There's I think one reported case of air being blown into some of the pelvic veins, causing an air embolus.
Well, that doesn't sound too
But I don't know if I really believe that report.
Yeah, we heard that a few years back, and it was making the rounds, and it's gone away.
Yeah.
Meaning somebody died from oral sex.
Right.
Because
blowing into their vagina.
And then they spontaneously combusted, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Nicole? All right, you all right?
All right, thanks.
All right. Enjoy that hot tub.
There's always like a problem with lubrication
In the pool.
Yeah, there's a.
Yeah, you'd think it would work out, but it doesn't.
Maybe if it was like a pool of some sort of sexual lubricant.
Well, that's why I always keep a nice slick of KY on top of the hot tub. And what I'll do is I'll have sex in the water, and then I'll bring the penis topside, get a nice coating of it because it's just floating along the surface,
Quickly bring it down.
and then quickly bring it down again.
Classy.
Yeah, I had a miniature mock-up of the Valdez filled with KY floating around my hot tub. All right, Heather?
Yes.
You're 24?
Huh?
Someone's got to crash your tanker soon, because it's been too long. You know Hazelwood, the guy who crashed the Valdez?
Oh, yeah.
That poor son of a bitch is sitting around every day. Please, somebody crash your tanker. Would somebody just crash everybody's goddamn tankers? It's been 8 years or something now, and I've become the poster child for drunken captains. And if someone else would just get drunk, F up, and we'd have some ruin another coastline, I'd be off the hook. But until that happens, it's Hazelwood, it's Valdez. Has it been more than 8 years?
Why did you bring that up? I didn't get
10 years?
Yeah.
KY.
How long has it been?
Oh, I see. The KY slick guy.
How long has it been?
Was it
10 years?
Was it in the 80s? Anybody?
89
or so, yeah.
So look that up. Okay. Heather, you're 24.
Huh?
What's up?
Well, first I wanted to thank you guys. Just, the seed was planted for me for recovery a while back and listening to you guys. And I actually called once to ask a question about my health, and I knew what the answer was going to be, so I hung up.
Oof.
But that was what, that's what I had to do. I had to face what I was looking at. Anyway, I've been sober for a year.
Congratulations.
Heard mixed reports about whether or not alcohol really cooks out of food. And I'm not using it as an ingredient, but I know that I have eaten things that have extract in them.
I don't think you need to restate your sobriety date or anything, but you should avoid it.
Right.
There is alcohol, and it could trigger you.
Right.
It could?
It starts the obsession again, potentially.
Right.
Yeah, what's funny, though? It's like you're drinking, a fifth of Storno when you're in the depths of your alcoholism, and now it's like, at a Christmas party, someone offers you a rum ball, and it's like, I don't know.
Well, it turns out
handle that.
No, it's the biology.
One drop is going to re-trigger that?
Potentially, and I wouldn't expect it to, but why mess with that?
All right. Heather?
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from things with rum. Cooked into them, all right?
Congratulations on your sobriety, right?
What's that?
Congratulations on your sobriety.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, the better you're doing, the more booze is involved with cooking.
The better you make in life?
Yeah, the more money you have, the better time you're having, the more you're eating out, the more you're spending, the more booze there is involved. Whether it's the Cherries Jubilee, where they,
bananas flambe,
whatever stuff is burning on fire.
That's like, by the way, Flintstones food, right?
Yeah, it's like a comedy food. But no, when they're dumping red wine into the skillet when they're cooking, whatever, the more booze that's involved with the cooking, and I'm not talking about dumping a little Pabst beer on the barbecue. I'm talking about the red wine or the cooking sherry or the Grand. The better you're doing, the more booze is worked in there. Drew, was I talking to you about souffle humor?
Yes.
I went into my the Man Show writers' room 2 days ago, and I looked at these guys. And I said, "Boys, more souffle humor. I want souffle humor." David, you remember when every third episode of a sitcom had a souffle that was rising in the oven?
Oh, yeah.
Someone came in and slammed the door. My God, the souffle! They'd go look.
But around that same time,
it hasn't dropped yet. But at the end of the sitcom, something would happen. Souffle would drop.
Have you been to the Mustache Cafe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Souffle to think about.
There's a little bit of pressure, though, when you go to those places that serve the souffle desserts.
Yeah.
Because you got to make the call and the commitment at the beginning of the meal.
Yeah.
Like, you're sitting there and the guy goes, if you're going to order one of our famous dessert souffles, you're going to want to get it in now because it does take about 45 minutes. And you're sitting there and you're thinking, I think I want it, but I'm not. How about 15 minutes? Can you call me? No, we're going to need to know now. And you think, I don't know, it's kind of a commitment. I haven't even eaten yet.
The restaurant's been there 20 years.
I think that tells something.
Around the same time, the
commitment thing.
as the souffle humor was the sort of novelty dessert humor.
Yeah.
Cherry Jubilee, banana flambe.
Stuff on fire.
Yeah, stuff on fire.
Caught the old man's beard on fire.
Yeah, rubber chickens.
There's not enough food humor in general, and specifically souffle humor. I'd like to see that come back to, listen, when you go home tonight, is Courtney going to be there?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure she has some input with the Friends script.
Souffle.
Work a little souffle humor in. She cooks as part of her character.
Right.
She's baking the souffle.
I gotcha.
Beginning of the show, big event coming up, needs a souffle. Ross comes and slams the door.
Right.
That's the first one. Oh my God, the souffle. She runs, turns the light on the oven. Okay. Okay, souffle up. Then something else. Something drops, in the apartment upstairs. It's about halfway through.
At the end, one of the triplets sneezes, and that takes it all down.
Right.
Good stuff.
They got the triplets, yeah. That's right. Sorry. True. I don't know so much about Friends.
Banana peels, too.
guessing.
And pies in the face.
Pies in the face, and what about slipping on the banana peel? People were slipping all over the place on banana. I don't think kids today even know that a banana peel will take down a full-size guy if he's chasing you.
That's right.
Yeah, someone figured that out. Yeah, you're right. No banana peel humor. Wayne, I feel sorry for the youth of today.
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey, me and my buddy Liam want to shout out to David Arquette, man. He's the man.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah, dude. Love you. C-A-L-A-T-T, baby.
That's right. Dial it up.
All right, cool. Anyway, Drew, what I want to say is...
Save a buck or two.
No.
Yeah?
A cheaper way.
What I wanted to say is, okay, I had this guy I knew, and he was in the Navy. He was a Navy doc. Not a doctor, but just like a doc, And anyway, he was telling me about when he was on the ship that this guy, his testicles were swelling up. And, so, like, when he went to the sick bay, they were telling him that he needed to masturbate, to ejaculate that out.
Right.
And the guy was saying, well, it was against his religion, he couldn't do that, he never did that and stuff. And they were like, well, if you don't do it, then we're going to have to extract that from you, My friend there, and his friend had to put on a glove and, like, put his finger up the guy's anus, and then, like, probe it. And I guess, like, as he tells it, the guy was, like, standing there after a while, the guy was like,
No, I think he's confusing a lot of different things.
Pardon?
I think he's confusing a number of different things.
Well, the guy supposedly, like, eventually ejaculated and got it all out, but
No.
There's no plunger in there you depress and squeeze it out.
Was there aliens involved?
He may have had epididymitis, he may have had epididymitis or prostatitis, and they will go in and massage the prostate, and sometimes some secretion will come out, some fluid will come out as a result of that. Milking, it's called. And and that's what we're talking about here.
Hey, let's do just a little reenactment. You play the Navy doctor who explains to me I have to masturbate, and I'll play the patient. You ready?
Okay. You see, your testes are swollen. You have something called epididymitis. You made it play me doing it, or the way this
play
guy?
The Navy doctor. Go ahead.
You're gonna need to masturbate more frequently.
Done.
More frequently.
I'm doing it now. There you go. Can I get a note that states that, by the way?
Oh, sure.
Okay, good, 'cause I like that.
For your mom?
No, I'm just going to, I think I'm going to need it. Just in the future, whether I'm, whether a cop pulls me over on the side of the road or whatever it is, I'd like a note. That's what I want. Here's the two notes I want from you. One that says I got to smoke pot. The other says I got to masturbate.
More.
Oh, yeah.
More, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a relative thing here, right?
It's the kind of thing I could pull out. I'd have it laminated. I'd put it in my wallet. And I just pull it out.
And then in the back, I want the organ transplant sticker.
I'd be like at the movie theater with my penis out, smoking a joint. Like, sir, what's going on? Take a look. You got the flashlight? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. More butter, please. Okay, we're going to take a little break. David Arquette is here. He'll remain here, and we'll be back after this. All right, it's Loveline, and I'm Adam, and that is Drew. David Arquette is our guest tonight. Screen 3 will be out on the 4th of February, and the soundtrack, which you can find David's Music On is currently out. And we'll hop back on the phones and speak to Josh. Josh's 17 ex-girlfriend was raped at a party. He isn't telling anyone. You want to know how to help her?
Yeah, totally. She was like, she doesn't even know who did it, though. She has, like, a suspicion it was, like, one of these 3 guys she was talking to earlier. But
Was she intoxicated?
yeah, she was definitely drunk.
In sort of by her own intention, or did somebody slip her something?
No, well, as far as she knows, it was just alcohol.
Okay. Well, what does she want to do?
She, I don't know, she's scared, she doesn't know what to do, and I didn't know what to tell her, so...
You broke up with her before this, right?
What now?
Did you break up before this incident happened?
Yeah, a long time ago.
So you're just friends now?
Yeah, like best friends.
And how does she even know something happened?
Well, she was like, I guess she woke up in the middle of it,
Okay.
Oh, boy.
and she just passed back out or something.
She has a faint memory of something.
Yeah, and she said, like, she was bleeding when she, like...
I think she needs to get involved with the rape support group. Whether she wants to put this away or not, it's going to affect her. And she needs the kind of support that these organizations tend to provide. A women's support group tends to be very helpful in this kind of situation.
Is that, like, through counseling or something?
Yeah, just the usual rape hotlines. I'll give you a crisis line. They may be able to refer you to something in your area. 1-800-422-4453. 4453, or 1-800-843-5200.
5200?
Yeah, 843-5200.
Okay.
All right?
Hey, thanks a lot.
There you go.
All right there, Josh. Gina?
Yes.
You're 20. You've never had an orgasm,
Right.
but you heard about medicine to help?
Uh-huh.
What medicine?
You know what? I couldn't even tell you. It was a really long time ago, and I've been trying to call into your show for the longest time.
We were talking about a medicine?
No, not you guys. I just heard it, like, on a regular show. Like a day show.
There are some antidepressants that sometimes stimulate things, like bupropion, Wellbutrin.
Okay.
But that's sort of a side effect, really.
You never had one alone or with somebody?
Right.
And do you masturbate?
I tried. It's not something I care to do.
Why not?
It's not something I enjoy.
Right, but you got a little catch-22 because you don't have an orgasm, so you don't masturbate. But if you don't masturbate, you're not going to have an orgasm.
You're willing to take a medication to do it, but not willing to sort of...
I have tried.
Mm-hmm.
I have tried, and it just has never worked.
When's the last time you tried?
Probably a couple of days ago.
Oh, really? All right, so you are trying. You ever try the tub?
No.
That's what they say works.
Really?
Yeah. You push the loofah up there, and make sure and lather it up with Prel real good. No, you let the water run on your crotch, apparently. This is what the women enjoy.
Okay.
All right?
Is there such thing as being too sensitive?
No. There's such thing as being very sensitive.
You know what?
Not too sensitive.
I don't even think it's the water. I just think it's being in the tub. I think a chick could be fully dressed, lie down in a tub that was out in the middle of a concrete slab in the parking lot, and have an orgasm.
I think somewhere along there you kind of slipped into fantasy land.
Women love tubs, though. Women are nuts for tubs. They're constantly buying things. They're going, this would look good by the tub. I'm going to put this in the tub. How much stuff have you bought that goes in your tub, Drew, in your life? Hey, you spent 89 cents over the last 20 years?
Soap?
No, not soap and shampoo. I'm talking
I can't imagine beyond that.
I'm talking about like salts and fragrances or aromas and,
Candles.
things that are in decorative bottles with little ribbons and cork stuffed into them.
Zero.
Women sit around all day going, what the F can I put in the tub? I got to put something else in this tub. I'm in the tub. For me, being in the tub is a coup. That's enough.
It's like weird.
Me, the tub, and the water. That's fine. I don't have to start dead. They got to get it like some kind of rock soup in there. Everyone from the community comes by and drops something into the tub. Women, and they go shopping, and they go to these stores, and they go, hey, here's something that could go in the tub.
Bed and bath.
Here's some candles. I'll light these. I'll put them by the tub. And then this actually goes in the tub. And then I put this on the edge. Looks like it's going to go in the tub. Never goes in the tub. It just looks good, like it might go in the tub.
Well, but the tub is sort of divided into different elements. There's the actual water,
Right.
There's the container for the water. There's the side drain board.
Right, yeah, you
There's
decorate all facets of the tub.
Handles and the spigot.
Yeah.
They're all different.
And women want to get a bigger house so they can get a bigger tub one day. That's how they know they've arrived. And they love the masturbation in the tub. But like I said, I'm really starting to think it's about the tub, not the water.
Tub, yeah.
Brian,
Yes.
you're 24.
How you doing?
You've smoked weed for 2 months, and now you get headaches if you don't smoke weed.
Well, it's one of those.
Is that
I never
true?
really smoked it before, but for the past, my friends,
All right, listen, Hesher, but for the past 2 months you've been smoking it, right?
I just out of nowhere, I just started smoking pot.
All right.
Okay, now you get a
Now you
headache.
have withdrawal.
What's that?
Now you have some withdrawal.
Yeah.
Well, did he quit? Oh, I see. If he doesn't, he gets it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, do you have migraines by history?
Actually, when I was a little kid, they weren't really migraines, but they were these headaches that I would get once a year, and they last for like 6 or 7 days.
I could see how the withdrawal from pot could potentially precipitate headaches, particularly if you had a history of headaches. So,
Listen,
Not
everyone,
surprising.
do not regurgitate. Our callers cannot stand it when you ask their question or state their question for them. It's like, so you've smoked pot for the last 2 months, and now when you quit, you get a headache. Well, no, hold on. I never smoked pot before, but for the last 2 months, I've been smoking pot, and the problem is, it's like, okay, why do we have to add 10 minutes to every call? Unless there's a major error in the way I state it, leave it alone. Chris?
oh, Chris.
Well, Chris has only been on hold for 5 minutes. He can't be asleep yet. Or she be asleep.
The question was, he and his girlfriend had sex 2 days ago. How long after sex can you use emergency contraception? Chris?
Yeah.
That's 72 hours, Chris.
Oh, 72 hours?
But the sooner after the intercourse, the more effective the pill. So the quicker you get this, the more likely you are to prevent a pregnancy.
And how, what's the percentage?
It's like 90% in the first 24 hours, like 85 in the 48, and 75 at 72. Okay? Chris? He's running out of the pill. He's running out.
Good. I hope so. Corinne?
Yeah.
You're 17. What's up?
My boyfriend, he eats his sperm after he gets off.
That's nice.
Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy.
He's not afraid of the guy early. The guy who got it on his cut as well.
He's not the same guy.
He eats his own sperm, right?
What's your question?
You're scared if you have kids, he's going to eat the kid?
No. He said that 9 out of 10 guys do this, and I was just wondering if that was true.
That is not true.
Okay.
Well, hang on a second. Take a vote in this room. It's 3 in this room.
No, sir.
No.
0 out of 3.
No, I'll take a tumbler of jizz every once in a while at a party, but not on a daily basis.
In a mix, too, right?
Listen, I can't
down an egg like Rocky.
Yeah. And listen, besides, I'd be 300 pounds. I do a lot of masturbation. I mean, there's just no way I could keep up with that. Before you go to bed, especially, you're not supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
Taking in all those calories.
Thank you, Karen.
And he says 9 out of 10 guys do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have time for another question?
Quickly. Go.
No?
All right, idiots.
I missed your chance.
Listen, guys do this. It only works when chicks are 15, 16, 17, or young, and they've not been with any guy before. And it's like, oh yeah, anal sex, yeah, every 9 out of 10. Eating sperm, 9 out of 10. 4
out of 7 dentists recommended.
Right, surveyed say that they recommend eating sperm to their patients. I'm always wondering who the one dentist who said no sugarless. You double down with the sugar and sleep with it in your mouth, would you? And don't brush or floss while you're at it.
Lucas Salt's dentist.
Yeah, it's like, who was the one guy who said put some sugar cubes in your cheeks before you go to bed at night. It's good for your teeth. All right, we're gonna take a little break and we'll be back.